Listen, that hum around you right now, the fridge, the charger, the screen you're holding, you stopped hearing it years ago. Now kill it. All of it. Every wire on Earth, dead in the same second. No flicker, no warning. 8 billion people, one darkness. The machines don't scream when they die. That's the scary part. They just go quiet. And most of the people counting on them won't live to see them switch back on. So don't watch this blackout. Live it. Hour by hour. Starting the second the hum stops. An ordinary afternoon. Then the lights drop, and the silence hits you before the dark does. That background hum you never noticed? Gone. And somehow the quiet is louder than any noise. Your body does something almost funny. You flip the switch, off, on, off, as if the wall just forgot. You check the breaker like a caveman poking a dead fire. Nothing. Then you look out the window, and your stomach drops. Because the house across the street is dark too, and the one beside it, and the traffic light at the corner where 4 lanes of cars are all discovering at the exact same moment that nobody has the green anymore. The crashes start inside 2 minutes. 20 floors up, an elevator stops between floors and the little light inside winks out. Somewhere in your city, a stranger is now standing in a black steel box, pressing a call button wired to absolutely nothing, politely at first. And 7 miles overhead, 10,000 planes are still flying just fine. It's the airports that vanished. No runway lights, no radar, no voice in the headset. Every pilot on Earth is now gliding toward a black hole where a city used to be. And you? You still think it's just your street. For 1 hour, it's an adventure. Out come the candles nobody's used since a birthday. Neighbors who've never spoken lean on the same fence. Somebody fires up a grill before the meat goes bad. Genuinely the smartest thing anyone will do all week. Kids sprint through the dark, screaming with joy. Humans are great at this part. But your phone is quietly telling the truth. No signal. Not slow. Nothing. The towers ran on the grid, and they're already sipping the last of a battery that lasts a few hours. The internet, the one thing that could tell you what's happening, is bleeding out in total silence. You drive to get gas. The pump won't wake up. It's electric. So is the card reader. So is the ATM you try next. In 60 minutes, with nobody firing a shot, money stopped being real. The cash in your pocket is now the only money you own. And that grill everyone loved? It just reminded the whole street of something. Everything in your fridge has about 4 hours before it turns on you. The freezer buys a day. There's a clock on your food now, and you can't see its hands. Enjoy the blackout party. Nobody's throwing the next one. Then the sun goes down, and you finally understand what no power actually means. There's no glow on the horizon, no far-off city light. For the first time in your life, you meet the real dark. The kind your ancestors spent 100,000 years being terrified of. Turns out they had a point. But look up, because the blackout gives you one strange gift. With every light on Earth snuffed out, the sky catches fire. Billions of people are seeing the Milky Way for the very first time, standing in their own driveways, mouths open. It is honestly, unfairly beautiful. Enjoy that too. It's the last nice thing that happens. You go to brush your teeth, you turn the tap, and it coughs, spits, slows to a single drop, then stops. Cities push water to your pipes with electric pumps, and the pumps are dead. If you live up high, your water already is. Everyone else has ours. Your phone hits 30%, and there is no charger left on the planet. So you turn it off and save it. For an emergency you can now feel walking toward you in the dark. Out there, one window is still lit. A hospital running on a generator, the last light for miles, burning fuel that was never meant to last this long. Step inside that light, because this is where the first people die, and it shows you exactly how the whole world is about to break. When the grid dropped, the backup generators caught it in seconds. Surgeries kept going, machines kept breathing for people who couldn't. For a few hours, the promise held. But a generator eats diesel, and the tank holds a day, maybe 3. And here's the trap nobody wrote into the plan. Refilling it needs a fuel truck. The truck needs a station. The station's pumps are electric, so the fuel is right there, underground, and not one drop of it can move. An entire civilization defeated by a pump. The lights start going out room by room on purpose now, and somewhere in this building a nurse is breathing for a stranger by hand, one squeeze of a bag at a time, and she has quietly decided she will keep doing it until her arms give out. She's been at it 40 minutes. This is minute 40. Now copy that nurse into every hospital on Earth. The dialysis patients, the man whose oxygen machine at home went silent last night while he slept and simply didn't wake up. These are the ones the modern world was keeping alive with a wire, so gently that none of them ever felt it. Cut the wire and you break a promise nobody remembered making. And the clock in the corner of your screen? It just ticked past 24 hours. One day down. Day 2. The party's a memory and the fear has moved in. The taps are dead now, nearly everywhere. And a body lasts about 3 days without water. A single fact that is suddenly running every decision on the planet, including yours. So people go to the store. The doors won't open. The registers are dark. The water sold out yesterday, and the shelves that fed a city of millions are empty by lunch. And a crowd that needs what it's staring at, but can't buy it, can't reach it, stops being a crowd. In the dense cities, this is the hour the glass starts breaking. Your street has changed too. The friendly grill guy has a locked door now, and so do you. Everyone's doing the same silent arithmetic. How much food, how much water, how many days it has to stretch. 2 days ago you shared his burgers. Today you're both counting cans and pretending not to. And the worst silence isn't the tap. It's this. You don't know if your family across the country is alive. There's no signal, no news, no way to just check. There's only the not knowing, and it sits in your chest like a stone. And far away, in a few hundred quiet rooms, other people are watching a different clock. The nuclear plants shut themselves down the instant the grid failed, but they still need power to keep their cores cool, and that power is coming from the same diesel generators that, all over the world, are starting to run dry. Nobody's panicking. That's almost worse. Day 3 is the worst one. It's also the day that quietly decides who you are. The divide is brutal and simple now. Whoever kept a little water, a little food, a way to stay warm, tired, scared, fine. Whoever assumed the lights always come back, not fine. And almost everyone assumed the lights always come back. If it's summer, it's the heat that comes for the frail. No fans, no cold air, the vulnerable slipping away in silent rooms. If it's winter, it's the cold, seeping through walls that haven't been warm in 3 days. Either way, it takes the oldest and the youngest first. The blackout doesn't hate anyone. It just does math. The cities pour outward, everyone trying to reach someone, running out of fuel they can't replace, leaving their cars where they starve. In 3 days, the world has quietly rewound 200 years, and almost nobody alive was taught how to live back there. And then, the turn. Because in 1,000 streets, something older than electricity wakes up. The guy with a well shares it. The guy with a truck runs supplies. The woman who was a nurse just starts walking, house to house, because someone has to. The same species that threw the brick through the window also does this. It's clumsy, and it's stubborn, and it is the only reason anyone reaches hour 72 at all. You've made it 3 days. You look up at those stars again, and this time you notice something new. The horizon is glowing. Here's the twist nobody sees coming. The power doesn't return with a click. You can't just flip a planet back on. A grid that's been fully dead has to be woken piece by piece. Engineers call it a black start. Feed it too much at once and the whole thing collapses right back into the dark. So the lights don't switch on. They rise. One region, then the next, over hours and days. And some poor corners of the map wait a lot longer than 3. And even when your lights come up, the world doesn't. The water has to be made safe again. The shelves are empty and the trucks are stranded. Every fridge on Earth is a small crime scene. The internet has to relearn its own heartbeat. 3 days of dark leaves weeks of cleanup, and some things that never come back at all. But your fridge is humming again. That sound you spent your whole life not hearing is back, and you are never, ever going to unhear it again. So what did 3 days really cost? Not the machines. We rebuild machines. What broke was quieter than that. Somewhere in those 72 hours, you learned something your ancestors always knew and you'd been allowed to forget. None of this was ever guaranteed. Your water, your money, your medicine, the voice of every person you love, all of it was riding on a single invisible thread you never once looked at. You called it normal. It was always a miracle you'd stopped noticing. The odds of the whole world going dark at once are almost nothing. Almost. And almost is the most honest word there is. So tonight, when the lights are on and everything's fine and boring, stop, just for 1 second, and listen to that hum. Because you and I both know now what the silence sounds like. And the only thing standing between the two is a thread nobody's watching. If you made it to the end, subscribe. Next time, the internet vanishes for a week and the power stays on. You'll wish it had been the power